Okay, based on this two Facebook posts, if you're going to compare it, which post uses proper citation? Is it the first post or the second one? Very good. The first Facebook post uses a proper citation. Uh, the owner of the Facebook directly quoted the sonnet of Shakespeare. That is sonnet 116. Love is not love which alters when its alternation finds. So the verbatim, the copied words is enclosed with quotation marks. Unlike here, actually the second post is lyrics of a song. I want to make you smile whenever you're sad. Carry you around when your arthritis is bad. So all I want to do is grow old with you, Bella. Hashtag feelings smitten. So the name of the author is not properly recognized here. Parang the Facebook owner takes or owns this lyrics. It's as if he or she probably the Facebook owner here is a boy because he refers to Bella. Bella probably should be her, could be her girlfriend. So it's as if that this person owns this statement. Okay, based on this Facebook post, as what I am telling you always, that in academic writing, it's okay to borrow ideas from other people as long as we give them proper due credit and then we always cite them in our work. We will include them in our work. What's the purpose of citing sources? First, to give credit to the original author of a work. Okay, if we have, if for example, if you are done with your thesis now, if you're done with your thesis, and then your advisor used it secretly, presented it secretly to the public without your knowledge, and then you would really be anxious on to your advisor because he or she used your work na hindi naman siya naghirap. So ganun din yung case in academic writing when someone's work is used by other people without giving them proper due credit, so that's painful, and that's not very ideal for people who are in the academe, because the academe should be always nurturing and cultivating academic honesty. Second one, to promote scholarly writing. When we cite sources, we combine ideas of one author, of many authors. So by having by citing the work of other people, uh, it is one way of telling that our work is scholarly done. And then the last purpose of citing sources is to help your target audience identify your original source. So uh, yeah, for your readers to identify where this idea came from, it's not really coming from you, but you just quoted it or you just borrowed it from someone else. We have two types of citation. We have the in-text citation and then the reference citation. The in-text citation is it is the citation where you can see in your text, in your paper. Okay, it requires a writer to cite details of the reference used in certain part of his or her say and then vary per style. This is a sample of an in-text citation. Nasa loob mismo siya ng text. While the reference citation, it's the bibliographic entries of all references used by the writer, and it appears in the reference list found at the last part of the paper. So ganyan, Cummings, J.N. Butler, yan indented. And please remember that your in-text citation should have one-to-one correspondence with your references. Hindi pwedeng ginamit mo siya sa in-text tapos wala siya sa reference, or nasa reference siya pero wala siya sa in-text. So hindi pwedeng ganon. Kung anong meron sa in-text, it should be found in the reference. There are many styles in citing sources. We have five. We have the APA, the American Psychological Association, and the MLA, the Modern Language Association, and then the IEEE, or the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, and then the AMA, or American Medical Association, and then the Chicago Manual of Style. Each style differs in their use when it comes to the different fields. For the APA, it is used by psychology, education, HRM, business, economics, and other social sciences disciplines. So depending on the disciplines, the certain discipline or certain disciplines used a certain or distinct style in citing sources. So for us, since we belong to education, so we will use the APA. Then the MLA, literature, arts, and then humanities. And then for the IEE, of course, for the engineering, and then AMA, being medicine, health sciences, other natural sciences. So for our College of Nursing, when they are conducting their thesis, they are using the AMA. And then the Chicago Manual of Style. This is a style guide used by the newspapers, magazines, and then the journals. So as what I've said, we will just be concentrating on the APA. Since the APA has released its current edition, which is the 7th edition, so we will be discussing on that. And you might find difficulty in understanding the reference citation and then the in-text citation, but I encourage you to please read again yung in-upload ko na PDF for this lesson. Kasi you really need to learn how to cite your sources, because this is not just important in my class but also in your thesis later on. Okay. We will discuss most probably yung mga bago sa APA 7th edition. We will not discuss already kung ano yung mga nabago, but just the new ones. Unlike before, in terms of formatting, we are only limited to Times New Roman 12 point. Ngayon, this time, we are exposed to many font styles and sizes we could explore. We could use Calibre 11, Arial 11, and then for us, I am going to use I will encourage you, I will require you to use Arial 11 since siya, parang malinis siya tingnan. And then pwede ding Lucida, Sans Unicode 10 point, Georgia 11, and then 10 point computer model. For the in-text citation, sige, let's begin with the in-text citation. Ito yung nakikita nyo mismo sa essay or sa text or sa academic paper ninyo. Unlike before, when you have three or more authors, nilalagay yung tatlong authors, just like this one, Lukman, Guthrie, and Rose, 2010 in close, and then this one. So ngayon hindi na. This Guthrie and Rose are hiding behind this et al. So naka-et al na lang ito silang Guthrie and then Rose. That's new for the APA 7th edition. And for the reference list, pupunta na naman tayo sa reference list. We will be jumping from in-text citation to reference list ha. Wala gid tay identified boundary na this is in-text, this is reference. Kay these are the new rules in APA 7th edition. So unlike before, in the reference list, publisher location is included, but now it's not included anymore. So just like this one, ganito, kung saan yan siya na-publish sa Cambridge, Massachusetts. Ngayon, sa 7th edition, wala na. Just the name of the publishing company, the MIT Press. Third one, reference list entries for web pages have changed in the following ways. Website names are now included in reference list entries, unlike before na hindi sinasali yung website name. So the website name here is ito. Ito, India Water Portal. Yan. And then web pages are italicized. Yan, from droughts to floods, India strives with climate extremes. And then, unless a retrieval date is needed, which which we will discuss in the next, in the succeeding slide, retrieve from is no longer required to precede URL. So retrieve from, hindi na siya gagamitin. Unless na lang it's very, very, it's deemed important in the source. So unlike before, gagamit ka ng retrieve from, ngayon wala na. Okay? So you have to provide a retrieval date, lalo na in the reference list, lalo na if the information is changing. Example, yung dictionary entry, because language is dynamic, we have new terms. We would be encountering new terms from time to time, and there are newly coined words from time to time. And then, or all year, whole year round. And then for the social media profile, and then Google Maps. So it requires that retrieval date should be provided. Like the retrieve January 27, 2010 from. So ganyan. So either this way, either of these two, you can use this. Okay. Ma'am, what if I am going to use this quotation in my essay or in my literary analysis, because I really wanted it to be used kasi nga it's perfect. It fits to my it fits to my essay or paper. So ganito ang gagawin mo if the direct quotation is less than 40 words. So we have also another rule for a quotation that exceeds 40 words. Okay? For quotations that are that is less than 40 words, this is how you're going to do. Pwede dalawang options. So ganito, pwedeng ganito, this one and then this one. Okay, depende sa trip mo pa rin. And then in direct quotation, always remember na ang page number is indicated. Okay, yan. And then enclose the copied word or the copied verbatim in quotation marks. Ma'am, how about the quotation exceeds to 40 words? So ganito ang gagawin mo. So ganyan siya. Ganyan ang pagkalagay. Ang tawag dito is block quotation. Yan, may colon. And then unlike before, meron siyang quotation marks. Wala na. As you could observe, wala nang quotation marks here. And then before kasi, ang period dito, as you can see, the period is located here na after the quotation, not after the citation. Kasi before, after the citation. Ngayon, before na sa citation. So that's new in the 7th, APA 7th new edition. Okay, how about ma'am, if we have paraphrase and then the original passage has 2 or more authors or editors. So ganito ang paraphrase. Kapag dalawa, yan, Case and Aristotle, 2011. And for the direct quoting, Case and Aristotle, page. Of course, you have to include the page if it is a direct quotation. And then if there are 3 or more authors, yun, sabi ko, yung et al. Et al. How about ma'am for group or corporate author? So if it's your first time to paraphrase it, then you have to really put the complete meaning of the acronym. Using acronyms in paraphrasing for the first time is discouraged. Is highly discouraged. Okay, National Institute of Mental Health and NIMH 2003. But if it's your second or subsequent times to paraphrase the original passage, then you could just use the acronym or abbreviation. Yan. So the same also when you do direct quotation for the first time, you have to really spell out the acronym. But if it's your second or subsequent times, then you can just put the acronym. How about ma'am, groups with no abbreviations? Kasi wala namang abbreviation ang UP or University of Pittsburgh. Kasi iba naman yung UP, di ba? Kailangan magbuot-buot jud ka nga. Ang University of Pittsburgh ma'am, pwede na siyang EUP. Oh. May pa ka, nagbuot-buot ka, ikaw tag-iha sa Pittsburgh. So just leave it as it is. So University of Pittsburgh, ganyan. And then the reputation. Okay? So that's it. Since we will just be concentrating on the web pages because most of our materials could be found in the internet na. Kasi we are constrained in our homes and then only internet sources are available for us. Mahirap din kasi pumunta sa library. You might not be allowed by your parents to go to the library. So, nag-concentrate na lang ako sa web pages. Kapag walang page number, if you got your source in a web page, you have 4 options. The first one is you provide a heading or section name, just like this one. Yan, Garelli 2001, Bolby's initial stand section. Second option is you get the full section title, or if it's very long, i-enclose mo siya sa quotation marks and then use this if the heading or section title is very long, and then just choose mga 3 to 4 words. Just like this one, instead of putting all these words in a title, get a litter box and take care of sleeping arrangement. So you could just have Shufai 2019 quotation marks, get a litter box and then section. Option 3 is provide a paragraph number. Count manually if they are not numbered. So pwedeng paragraph 3. Kung hindi naman numbered yung paragraph, then you count it manually. Madali lang naman yung i-count. Bennett 2017, paragraph 1. Paragraph 3. And then the last option is pwedeng you combine the paragraph number and then the section name. So I think this is the better one. Okay, Spark 2015 Mood and Weather section, paragraph 2. Okay, ma'am, how about walang author sa because most probably yung some of the mga internet sources walang known author. So, ang gagawin mo daw is parang ganito lang. Hirap kasing i-explain sa inyo. Proceed na lang ako sa sample. Ganito lang siya. Yan, Cell Biology 2012, page 157. Or pwede ding Nursing, 2011, page 9. So, just read this, na lang ha, rules ha. Okay, how about ma'am, no known date of publication? Then use ND. Enclose it with ND. N period, D period, and then comma. Page 200. So these are the guidelines that you need to follow in reference citation. Ito na yung list of references that you have used in your academic paper. So ang dami yung pwedeng tandaan, no? So center the title references at the top of the page. So in a separate page, di ba tapos na kayo sa essay ninyo, tapos may part pa doon na parang half of the coupon band is still free. So hindi, you proceed to another page. And then you type there references. Center dapat siya ha, and then all ang spacing mo dapat two spaces pala. And then start the first line of each reference at the left margin and then indent each subsequent line 5 spaces or a hanging indent. So ganito yan siya, indent. Yan, tingnan niyo ito, naka-indent ito. Okay, ganyan. Okay. And then put your list in alphabetical order. So dapat usually nag-umpisa man yan sa surname, 'di ba? Halimbawa, Ibot at saka Camacho, dapat mauna yung Camacho kaysa Ibot. Kung halimbawa naman ng author tapos ang title ng source lang ang nandoon, so exclude yung an at saka the. Yung major word lang ang isali mo. Halimbawa, the fundamentals of Marxism. Example for that, the fundamentals of Marxism. So, disregard mo yung the and then i-consider mo yung fundamentals. So, F should follow after E. Okay, for each author, give the last name followed by a comma on the first. Or kung meron siyang middle, then if listed, then you could include that one. Okay, ito. Bailey, that's the surname, and then the initial, the N, and then the middle initial, N-W. Pero kung wala namang pinrovide na middle initial, then you should not include it. Kailangan lagyan mo para malagyan mo, para may malagay ka lang. Okay. Tapos, number 6, italicize the titles of these works. So kung halimbawa, you got your work from the books, audiovisual material, internet documents and newspapers, and the title and volume number of journals and magazines. So you italicize the titles of these works. Okay, example dito, ito. Ay, lahi-lahi na siya. Okay. But if you got your source from articles from newspapers, magazines, or journals, essays, poems, short stories, do not italicize it. Or chapter titles from a book, chapters, or sections of an internet document. So do not italicize it. In titles of non-periodicals, just like the books, videotapes, websites, reports, poems, essays, chapters, capitalize only the first letter of the first word of a title and subtitle. So sentence case siya, just like this one. Okay, ang big letter lang dito is, ano yun? Ano wala? Okay, ito. College students, social networking experiences, and Facebook. So, except for Facebook, because Facebook is a proper noun, so it should be capitalized. So, the first, the capitalized letter here is only the letter C. Sige, number 7, do not italicize titles of most parts of works, such as articles from newspapers, magazines, or journals. Pero pabalik-balik ito. Saan na ba ako? Oo nga, umulit tayo. Ay, we're done with this. Okay, if a web source not from the library is not a stable archive version, you are unsure whether whether it is stable, include a statement of the access date before the link. So yun, provide the retrieval date. So what is DOI? Some of the sources have this DOI. So ano ba yung DOI? Si Dodoy? Okay, DOI numbers in library databases. So some electronic content is assigned a unique number called a digital object identifier. Para siyang code code na that could identify na sa kanila ito. Halimbawa, this material come from ResearchGate, or this material comes from the academia. This material comes from Britannica. So meron silang digital object identifier. So if a DOI is provided for a journal article, include it after the page numbers of the article as a hyperlink. Yan. You do not need to put a period after a DOI number. So ganyan, you would come into terms on this in this sample. Oh, yan. If the journal article from library database has DOI and has one author, so ganito ang format niya. Yan, do not forget to always indent 5 spaces, hanging indentation siya. And then yan, https://doi.org/. So wala nang number, di ba? Okay, yan. What if ma'am with DOI siya but with 2 to 20 authors? So ganito ang format niya. Yan. 2 to 20 authors. How about ma'am kung wala siyang digital object identifier and then with one author? So ganyan lang siya. Carlis Le, D, 2012, In the Line of Fire, Nursing Standard, 26, 39, 18 to 19. So yan. How about ma'am with no DOI and with 2 to 20 authors? So ganyan lang siya. Okay? Anyway, you could just go back on this because I have uploaded this material in your Schoology. So there's no worry. How about ma'am if the journal if I took my my resource from journal article from a website with one author. So ganyan din ang gagawin mo. Wala nang retrieve from, diretso ka na sa HTTPS. Okay. And then as you would observe, sentence case lang siya except for this proper noun. Okay, how about journal article from a website with 21 or more authors? So isasali mo talaga yan lahat. Maski magdasok pa na sila dihang tanan, i-appeal yun na nimo sila. Okay, that's it. I hope you have understood our discussion, and if you haven't, just revisit the uploaded PDF of this lesson. Thank you so much.